But between now and then, as we try to stay dry, we're going to try to light up and illuminate your afternoon here on this Tuesday on Let's Go. And coming up right now, this Montrealer's voice is smooth, it's soulful. His style, I mean, we were debating that earlier today. Duke calls it spiritual R&B. Let's get a taste. Welcome to New Music Tuesday.
You're the light. You're the light. I'm over here wondering if you think about me. I'm over here thinking. You shine.
I could picture this kind of being my morning anthem. You know, you're brushing your teeth, you're getting ready for the day. You're the light. You're the light. Yeah, I love this, Duke. Hi, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Sabrina. This music is absolutely uplifting, and you see the light when you hear him sing about the light. I'm really excited about this brother's voice. This is from a forthcoming EP coming out in the August. It's my honor and privilege to welcome to New Music Tuesdays right about now, Montreal's own Ahmard. Thank you so much for dropping by.
Thank you for having me. It's a privilege and an honor to be here with you guys.
Welcome, Ahmard.
Now, you know, I've been invited and I've attended so many galas and events and different community happenings at the West Island Black Community Association, WIPCA, I've run into Ahmard several times. Never knew that you did music, and it was quite surprising when somebody put me onto your stuff recently. How long have you been doing this?
I've been doing music for a while now. I don't want to age myself too much, but it's been about 15 years off and on. And now I'm really getting serious about it, more consistent with it. And I'm so excited that you guys are loving the sounds.
Sabrina brought up something very interesting. And, you know, we were debating, you know, early on how we could describe the music. Certainly not gospel, but definitely spiritual, uplifting, motivational. And I hark back to like the early 90s, and I think of groups like Sounds of Blackness, who most people would call a gospel group. I think if you met, you know, Gary Hines and the earliest people who were part of Sounds of Blackness, they would probably beg to differ. It's more or less about injecting some positivity and spirituality and motivation in people. Would you describe your music like that?
Definitely. And I love that you hear it in the music, because I do come from a gospel background.
Right.
I do sing about faith and hope and love and all of these positive things. Putting positive energy out into the world is a big part of my music. So I'm very happy that you guys heard it without a doubt.
If you were described as a gospel artist, would you feel that that would pigeonhole you too much based on what it is that you actually do?
Definitely. So that's one thing. I don't want to be described as a gospel artist. I would prefer to be an inspirational artist, an R&B artist, someone that could kind of mix genres between jazz and pop and kind of just sing about hope, but not be pigeonholed into one box.
Right.
That's super important for me.
Ahmard, you mentioned you've been doing this on and off. Now you're getting serious. What kind of was the tipping point that made you think, okay, I'm ready to be serious about this and jump in both feet wet?
You know what? It's so funny. It was actually a family member of mine that was tired of me waiting. They were like, Ahmard, you have a gift. You need to get out there and start making more music. And I took him serious, and that was history. He kind of introduced me to the producer that I now work with. And
can we give him a shout out, because the production on this is absolutely fantastic?
Yes. So his name is Merker Miyagi. Some people know him in the area as Cali.
Right.
He's an amazing producer. He is very patient. He knows what sounds he wants to come up with. And likewise, like the collaboration between him as a producer and me as an artist, effortless. So it's just magic when I'm in the studio with him.
Would you say working with him, it's a bit of a challenge for him, because there's the whole production approach that, you know, there is a spiritual background to it. So there's like a gospel aspect of it, but at the same time, you want it to be very commercial R&B and very viable for pop markets. So does he sort of have a special challenge in working with you?
I don't think he does because he knows me well. And I would be in the studio sometimes and I'll be like, I could do a gospel song today. So it depends on what I'm feeling. So he's like, whatever you throw at me, I'm prepared. Let's go. So I love that kind of energy in the studio as well, where there's this open creativity where we can come up with anything. I can do a jazz song or a gospel song and he's completely fine with it.
Really?
But I do love the lane that I'm in now with the pop kind of stuff, just a little bit.
I hear a lot of, influences. I don't want to jump the gun. Most of the time I'm right. Sometimes I'm way off. So I just let the artist do the talking. Who were your musical influences?
I have so many. I'll start with an old school, Donny Hathaway.
So I was right about the first one.
Really?
Were you going to say Donny Hathaway, really?
Absolutely. When I hear this, I hear To Be Young, Gifted, and Black. I hear the ghetto. I hear all his great renditions. There's that smoothness and that thickness in the vocals, yet at the same time, it's a very subtle falsetto when you want it to be. You can go in and out of tenor. It's just absolutely... Donny Hathaway was the first person I thought of.
Definitely. He's one of my major voices. Love his voice. And then more recently, I feel like I can't be in Quebec without saying Celine Dion. So
Were you a fan?
Let's do it. I don't follow her music so much, but I do respect her artistry. She's an amazing artist, and you can't be on the radio without acknowledging Celine Dion.
And the range of that voice.
And the range of her voice, yeah. But there's a lot of influences I have, man, because coming from a gospel background, there are people like Fred Hammond and Kirk Franklin and Hezekiah Walker. And then more pop, you have like Aretha Franklin, who's an amazing vocalist. Rest in peace. May she rest in peace.
Yes.
And so many others. I think I've been a student of music for so long. There is a lot that I have in me to kind of give back to the world at this point.
Well, to that point, Ahmard, I was wondering, and I don't know if this is a stereotype or not. Maybe we can disrupt stereotypes here if that's the case. But being of a gospel background, does that mean you grew up in a musical home? Or were you a student of music and really learned along the way?
I did grow up in a musical home. I did. My mom was a singer. I had uncles that sang, and the church that I went to, everyone did a little something. Like even as a kid, you had to beat the drums or you had to do something rhythmically, right? So I think it was in me this whole time.
So how old were you when you started?
When I started, I think the first time they put me on stage, I was about 9 years old.
Oh. Really?
Yeah.
Were you from a very religious family? What I mean is, was it okay when you started to flirt with secular music? Were you allowed? Did your family listen to secular music, or was it strictly gospel and church music?
I think the love of music was always in my family so heavily that I think I was kind of open up to everything. Right. Even though
your family was okay with you doing R&B, non-religious music and stuff.
Yeah,
they were cool with that.
Yeah, definitely. Because I'm from the Caribbean, right? A lot of our culture is music, and it's soca music, and it's calypso, and it's all of these high energy, positive songs. So you can't really escape that coming from my culture.
Now, we're going to talk about a date you got coming up very soon. We'll talk about that a little later when we come back from dropping the new single, which is called I Will Win. You're preparing to now present your music on stage. What does a live Ahmard show look like? What's it going to look like?
Oh, it's going to look like very eclectic. I'll say that.
Interesting.
Very eclectic because I kind of float in different genres, right? Really? So I might start with a ballad and then hit you with a pop song. So you're going to get...
Celine Dion? No, I'm just kidding.
Maybe not Celine. I would not touch that. I would never touch that. But you're going to get variety from me. For sure.
What I found interesting is you said you can flirt between gospel, R&B, and jazz as well. So are you a lover of jazz? Is there jazz elements in your music?
There are some jazz elements, and the next track that we might play, like you'll get a touch of that. So I do love jazz. I do love the sound. I do love hearing the instruments come together and the collaboration and the freestyle aspects of jazz as well.
I want to talk about the next track that we're going to hear, but first, quickly, let's recap. What was The Light about?
The Light was about being in the North. I kind of wrote it about being in the North Star, like the North Star, the North, basically. Being in Canada. If you listen to the song, it's about following the North Star.
Interesting.
That's really what it is. If you're lost at sea and you want to find some directions, kind of just follow the North Star.
I thought it was about a person.
Somewhere.
But that's great about that music.
You have to listen to it. It is about a person as well. So someone could be your North Star.
Interesting.
So...
Now, what is I Will Win about? Because, I mean, the title sounds self-explanatory, but like the light, you know, there was a double entendre. What is I Will Win about?
I Will Win is about going to battle for the people that you love. It's about showing care and concern for the people in your life, knowing that you will do whatever it takes to kind of win on their behalf. If they're going through something, you can be there as a support system.
Is all of your music or most of it or some of it influenced by real life experiences, or do you just sometimes just write because it sounds good?
I tap into different emotions at different times, but it's really the music, the instrumentals that kind of inspire where my music goes. So the message is always going to stay positive, but it's the instrumental that has a heavy influence on my writing.
All right, we're going to drop the new single. You ready, Sabrina?
I'm ready.
From a forthcoming EP due out in August, still untitled. This is Montreal's own Ahmard. This is the new single streaming right now on Spotify. You can also catch it on YouTube. This is I Will Win.
Bring an army with me, fight all your battles and I'll win. I'll slay the giants and all of your demons. I'll hold the victory in my hands. I will, I will, I will with you. I will with you. I'll win. Or if you want me to, I'll just escape with you, hide out just you and me. Live off the love we make, conquer the obstacles, climb mountains easily. I will, I will, I will with you. I will, I will, I will with you. I will. The obstacles, climb mountains easily. Just you and me. We'll win. We'll win. We'll win. We'll win.
I'm calling that an anthem. It's
Yeah.
another anthem. I Will Win. That is Montreal's own Ahmard. I'm in love with the voice and I'm in love with the jazzy piano on that track. And Ahmard, this was recorded in 2 takes, you were saying, during the break?
Yes. I kept it so organic. After it was done, the 2 takes, I was like, don't touch it. It's finished.
It came out of you.
Yeah, it just came out and I could not be happier with the final result.
Absolutely majestic sounding and magical. That one's called I Will Win. Currently streaming on Spotify. They can catch it on YouTube as well. So in the forthcoming EP coming out at the end of August. You have a show coming up.
Yes, definitely. There is a live performance. You can catch me at the Piranha Bar on June 27th. It's a show being put together by my producer, Merker Miyagi, and he has a few of his artists on the lineup.
So a nice showcase.
Yes, it's going to be a nice showcase.
So we'll hear some songs from the forthcoming EP.
Definitely.
And you're wrapping it up. You're just trying to get it done so you can get it out there for August.
Yes. Looking forward to it.
Montreal's own Ahmard, forthcoming EP coming out in August. The latest single streaming is I Will Win. We heard The Light earlier. That's going to be released as the next single later on in the summer. Thank you so much for dropping by.
Thank you for having me. It was a true pleasure. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Ahmard. Come back anytime and talk about new music. I mean, this is brand new music, so one still yet to be released. And Duke, you're going to be back at 4 o'clock because you'll have your pick of the day.
Big Colombian-American superstar. She's dropping a new album called Sincerely Caliuchis. It's going to be a lot of fun. And then later on tonight, I'm heading down to Place Belle to catch...
another Colombian is in town.
Yeah. Cypress Hill in the house.
Okay, I'm getting confused with the Bell Center because the Bell Center, Shakira is in town.
Shakira is here. So, and remember, hips don't lie, right?
No, hips don't lie.
But I'm going to catch Cypress Hill, De La Soul on the far side of Place Belle. Shakira's going to do her shake thing down at the Bell Center. And you're going to hear another great Colombian superstar right here on Let's Go at 410. All
right. Lots of music here on this Tuesday. Ahmard, thank you so much.
Thank you for having me. You guys can follow me at Bahamamad on IG.
Excellent.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
We are coming up to news time here. Your local newscast is about 3 minutes away. First, though, let's go to Lita. She's watching the roads in transit. Lita.
They're pretty busy, actually, right now. It was nice having some music, though. Seems to soothe us when we're stuck on to Carey northbound from almost to La Vérendrye on and off all the way to the top. That's a really slow roll there. That's our current hotspot because I was looking up north, heading on Laurentian. It's busy through Laval in spots, and we do have still that stall over the Illitor Bridge in the eastbound direction. Westbound one, they got that one out of the way. That's on the 40 West, just around Ancien Combattant, and also pretty good shape. And you know what, Sabrina? I'm going to have news about the REM, the Metro, and dogs later. Though, okay? I don't want to talk about it now. I also don't want to talk about the weekend closure, but it is a pretty important one for us to know about. But have you noticed lately how much construction there is on the roads?
I've seen many more cones and detour signs just kind of, they popped out like mushrooms over the weekend. What happened? I feel like even between like Thursday and today.
Yeah, someone grew them. It must be the rain. That's all I can think of. But they keep saying, there are going to be less of them and less of them. All I see is more, and they all look pretty brand new to me. Unless, of course, maybe they scrub them or something like that.
Maybe they got a cleaning. Who knows?
Yeah, I guess so.
What's the lifespan of an orange cone, I wonder?
In Montreal, if people, I would say it should be pretty long. And unless there's, a lot of rain, which I think we do have quite a bit of rain in this city, but they don't leave them out in winter, so they should last a little bit longer.
All right. And yes, we will see many orange cones, seems like throughout the whole summer, because the City of Montreal and Transport Quebec unveiled their summer construction maps and kind of work sites. So yes, quite a few of those coming up, as Lita shared those with us last week. But she'll keep reminding us throughout the summer which sectors are under construction. Okay, Lita, thanks. We'll check in a bit.
Okay.
You shine, you shine, you shine. You shine in ways I can't define. You shine, and I follow the light. You shine, and I follow your light.
It's 11 degrees at Trudeau Airport, cloudy skies, and I'm getting a message from Chateauguay. It's John in Chateauguay saying, well, it's a balmy 13 here in Chateauguay, and his cat Jackpot even cold with his fur coat. Yeah, it's pretty chilly. Normal high this time of year is around 21. Expect some showers tonight. We're not going to hit that 21 average anytime this week. Better tomorrow, though, 18, cloudy skies with showers.
You're the light.
You're listening to Let's Go. News is next.
This is CBC News. Good afternoon. It's 3:30.